What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach. And I want to let you know that my book, The Embrace Method, How to Leverage Your Trauma and Pain to Live the Life of Your Dreams, the second edition is now available on Amazon for purchase. Through heartfelt anecdotes, practical exercises, and profound insights, this book will show you how to confront your demons, heal your wounds, and emerge stronger and more resilient, ready to embrace a future with limitless possibilities. Remember, embracing your pain is the first step to transforming it into power. Be sure to get your copy today. And remember, embrace your struggles, embrace your successes, and most importantly, embrace yourself. Visit www.embracemethod.com to learn more about the Embrace Method book and the Embrace Framework.
Welcome to the Roots and Rhythm podcast, where we explore the essence of culture, our experiences, and a healing journey that shapes our growth in family. Through heartfelt stories about marriage, mental health, relationships, and parenting, we create a space where you can find connection, understanding, and inspiration. Join us as we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time.
What's going on, everybody? Yes, welcome to another edition of the Roots and Rhythm podcast, where we explore the rhythms of life, one story at a time. As you know, always, it's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your #1 Embrace coach, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, the one and only
Angie, La Cyber Mommy.
La Cyber Mommy is in the building.
Yes.
La Cyber Mommy has entered the chat. Enter the bull. Okay.
That's me.
Angie, what's going on with you, girl?
Just having Alana home the whole week till school starts.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, she's my relatively easy child, so it's just kind of like remembering that she's home because she's so quiet and putting her in the car and bringing her places that we're going to, So.
I mean, she's great. She's upstairs right now, and
she's having a blast.
Out.
She's having a blast, yeah. But that's what's new.
Yeah. So, I saw that you and Mom's Club had a great walking session.
Our
yesterday.
Walking Moms Club. For the past week, I've been getting my 10,000 steps every day.
Woo, woo.
So it's been so good.
Where you at right now?
I'm almost 5,000.
Hey.
Yeah, so 49.89.
You know what you need to
but
do?
I'll get them by the end of the day.
You need to go ahead and get yourself an Apple Watch so we can compete.
I don't have an Apple phone.
Or get an Apple. Maybe there's something, if you know that there's a platform.
A way to log, yeah, so we can compete.
Marry the two.
Because that would be nice, yeah, because people have Fitbits and they've asked me the same thing.
Yeah.
So I have a Garmin. So Garmin, Fitbit, Apple need to have an app where we can all do it together.
Yeah, they would, but they all compete. So
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, so you doing your thing.
Yeah.
And you're building community at the same time.
Yes, because what's today's episode about? Well, before we get into today's episode, you know where I want people to walk to? To the subscribe button so they can subscribe.
Just walk yourself right on there.
Get your steps and walk there and
get
hit
on
it.
there.
Cement. Yes.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe so we can get this content to more people in the hands of more people. We've been getting a lot of great feedback for the podcast.
Yeah.
Some of y'all want to fight. And I'm here for it.
And that's fine.
Let's fight for it.
Send us your angry messages. Vlad's ready for them. As am I.
Please, look at you. I got tough skin. It may be brown, but it won't go down. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today's episode, speaking of Walking Moms Club, is about making friends later in life. Is it easy? Is it hard? But yeah, so that's what and that suggestion came from one of our followers. So. And
also, what role do friendships play in a healthy, successful marriage plan?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You might, because some people may think that marriage and friendships are separate, that they each serve their different functions. But, a marriage could actually be saved by a good friendship, a wholesome, accountable, good friendship. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. But I want to ask you first, sis, how many of your friends, let me ask you this, how many times has your friend group changed since you can back to when you remember that you had friends? How many times has that group changed and for what reason?
So it's changed multiple times. I feel like in college I had a group of friends. Well, in high school I had a group of friends that were my friends from middle school and high school. Then I went away to college, so I had to get new friends because no one from back home went to the same college that I did. So I had a new friends group because I was 8 hours away from home. Right. So that was my group. And I feel like in college it was so easy to make friends because you're like all living together and or going to class together. So you were together all the time. And then I moved back to Palm Beach after college. So then I had my friends from high school and then new friends that I met like through work or like through my siblings that were in West Palm as well. And then when we moved up here, I had to make friends. So I have a lot of different friend groups. But what I like is when people visit or some of my friends have gone down to Palm Beach to visit my family. Like, I love when my worlds collide. Like, you know, those TV shows where two separate TV shows have like a episode together.
Yeah, they have a cross.
Episode, yeah. So I love those. And
I love those too.
And I love when like my worlds collide and like my friends meet my other friends and vice versa, or my family meets my friends and all that. So yeah, so I've had a lot of different groups of friends because that we've moved around and such. But I've met friends through church. So when we first moved to Lowell, Wallace moved first and met people at church, and then I went, and then now we have our friends there. And then when we moved to Fitchburg, my neighbors, so I have my neighborhood friends. And then we had kids, so now we meet parents through the kids, and you know, when the cool ones hang out and we vibe.
Wow, y'all have a lot of friends.
We do. We do. We have a lot of community. And again,
Yeah.
I love when the communities collide. And even Walking Moms Club that we do twice a week, it's because different friends came together. And then now I have new friends through Walking Moms Club because we kind of like are bringing moms into the fold.
So I got to ask you, with all of those friends throughout the years and the friends that you're creating right now, what constitutes a friend for you? Like, if someone were to ask you for a custom definition for what a friend is to Angie,
Okay.
what would that be?
I would say someone that I've invited to my house.
That's somebody you trust.
Someone I trust, right?
Right.
So someone I trust, I'm inviting them over. And someone that I want to, what I like to say is outserve, because I love to be like a hostess with the mostest. So I like someone that I feel like I want to do those things for. So we had a play date this weekend with a mom from Mom's Club, Walking Moms Club. And like I cooked a whole bunch of food and then I sent her home with food.
That's the Caribbean way.
Right. And it's like I wanted to do those things, and I wanted to like feed her and her daughter, and I wanted them to come to our house, and we took a walk, we went to the park. Like I just wanted to do those things, and I feel like it's a relationship that's blossoming into something so beautiful because we're allowing each other to come into like our spaces in that way. But it's funny because it's a new friendship. And I think this happens to all of us. Like we get in our heads because part of me was like, oh my gosh, I have to get the house ready because I'm having a new guest over. And then halfway through me going crazy, I told Wallace, I'm like, Wallace, I'm going to stop because I need her to see my real life.
Wow.
So yeah. And I feel like I did that because I was just comfortable with her, to the point where I'm like, she could see the mess I got going on in the sunroom right now because it is a hot mess. I'm trying to like reorganize and I have piles of things like donation, going through, keeping, whatever. So yeah, and I did. And I was like, oh, please excuse, my mess or whatever, but I'm keeping it real. And she was like, oh, you should see my house. It's even worse than this, blah, blah. But it was just funny. And then I was like, oh, what am I going to wear? It was like all these things that, again, we just do to ourselves. But I was like, oh, it's cute because it's a new relationship. Granted,
Right.
not romantic, but I feel like we do that too when we're like meeting someone for the first time. Like we care more than other times. So, but it was just funny.
Yeah, that's funny because when you guys come over, I'm just
Right. Oh,
whatever.
same. It's been it's been already multiple visits and multiple sleepovers and
too
stuff.
many to count right now.
Yeah, but that was like the first one. But then halfway through, I'm like, you know what? Who cares?
right. It's interesting because I always have had a very conservative definition of friendship. And partly that's because that's how I was raised. My mom was like, you can't have too many friends. Friends will stab you in the back, which makes it hard to make friends.
Yeah.
I digress. So, but that has influenced me. So growing up, I had a very, like I said, rigid definition of friendship. Like I had to trust you with my life in order for you to be my friend. And if I couldn't trust you, then you were just somebody I knew, right? Because if you're just somebody I knew versus somebody I trust, and if you betray me or things don't work out, then I'll have a net zero loss. But again, that's not how you make friends.
Right.
And that is not how you can't go through life that way. And so that is loosened over time, or I wouldn't even say loosened, but it's transformed over time to now where I see a friend as somebody that I can relate to in multiple realms, on a spiritual realm, on a philosophical realm, and in a values realm. And even if those elements change slightly from friend to friend, we all have enough common ground that I can be talking to you about politics if I need to. Not that I want to, but the friends that I can talk to you about how I feel about politics and I don't have to worry about you deserting me or the friendship breaking over that and vice versa. So, yeah, I mean, friendships, you need friends. And making friends for me growing up was easy because I talk too much. So,
well, and again, another friend that I've met through one of my siblings recently told me that she wants to move back to Massachusetts from the West Coast, and she was saying how it's expensive, but then she was saying how she's gonna have trouble making friends here, and I was like, but why if you're from here? And she's like, yeah, like I'm not talking about like my friends from middle school because Massachusetts people only associate with their friends from middle school.
That is so true.
But I've noticed that because you're from Mass, right? Like you were born and raised here, and yeah, any friend that you introduce me to, you're like, I've known him since I was 4. I've known him since first grade, you know. And it's like it's never someone that like a friend that you met like at work. It's always like your elementary, middle school friends. You know?
Well, for me, that's on purpose, right?
Okay.
Because I've always had, again, conservative lines when it came to relationships, but I had a hard line when it came to work people and outside relationships. I've always wanted to keep work and home separate, almost to a fault. So it didn't even really matter where I went, whether it was the state police or anywhere else. Actually, when I was on the state police, I actually made more friends that I hung out with outside of work than I did it anywhere else. I didn't really have a great time. I was working at a youth center. This is like back in 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016. I was working at Boys and Girls Club in Boston, and my coworkers asked me to go out after work one day, and I was like, all right, yeah, I could do that. And people were chugging, and people were talking smack, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want to be around you guys. Like, I barely want to be around you guys anyway. But mind you, they were good people. They were nice people and everything. I was doing a bodybuilding show, so socializing was making it extremely hard because people were like, oh, Vlad, let's go out. And I said, I got to go home and eat my 7 almonds and have my protein shake. Literally, I'm not kidding. 7 almonds and a protein shake was a meal. It was meal 2 out of 7, actually, 2 and 4 out of 7. I won second and third place. The trophy's over there. I'll show you another time. But so it was worth it. But yeah, to that point, after that time, Angie, I didn't want to hang out with them anymore. Yeah. I remember one time I was leaving work at the end saying goodbye to everybody. And this one lady, she was like, Vlad? I was like, yeah, what's up? She's like, do you not like us anymore? Like, you don't want to be our friends? And I was like, no. Bye. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Like, get out my face. Not playing. But to that point, I do believe that you have friends for a season. You have friends for a reason. And sometimes that reason is really dependent on where you are at a certain point in your life. There are friendships that were really important to me, 10, 15 years ago. And at that time, I couldn't imagine myself being out of friendship with those people or being not as close to those people. But then as you get older, life takes you in different directions. And sometimes you just can't take everybody with you into that next season. Yep. And I've come to see that there are friends that you let go and life takes you in different directions. And then those friends may return in later seasons. So I think it really just does depend on knowing when it's time to shift gears, when it's time to let some people go, and when it's necessary to hold on to the relationship. So when is that time, though? I'd ask for you. So when you're looking at relationships that you've had on the longer end, were there relationships that you had to let go of, that you had to let grow and go? And do you have any regrets about that?
No regrets, but I think, like, to your point, people grow in different stages, different phases in life, and sometimes you might even drop someone without wanting to, but it just life happens, and that's how what happens. And I see that happening a lot when people have kids, and then the friends that don't have kids. Before I had kids, that happened to me, right? My friends had kids, and now they're meeting friends from daycare, meeting friends from school, and it's like I'm not in that phase of my life. So it's like without kids, I didn't want to hang out with you and all these babies.
Oh, y'all talking about diapers and
right? And it's like I didn't sleep last night. Oh, I slept great. Like so it just happens like organically. It's not because someone wanted it. It just kind of just happened. But it's not like I wouldn't be there for those friends. Like I would babysit for them if they needed a night out, things like that. But it wasn't like a hanging out day to day, like the community that we have where we see each other multiple times a week. But yeah, and it's, again, no malice, just kind of like the way things go. But yeah, definitely no regrets, because I know that they're there for me and I'm there for them, and they know that too. It's in the seasons of life that we're in.
Was there ever a friendship that you had that you no longer have, that you kind of grew out of or separated from, that was like heartache? Like you're like, man, you just struggled with it actually exiting because you could see it happening.
Yeah. So again, when people get in relationships, Vlad, so I have a friend who was my friend. We talk about people in Massachusetts. This friend I had from elementary school.
Right.
Like, she'd come over, she'd spend the night, like all these things. And then we, went our separate ways. She had kids early. I didn't, but then we came together. And then we were just vibing. And then she got in a relationship with one of my siblings. And then it was like a bad breakup. So it's like, obviously I'm going to be on my sibling's side, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. But I mean, I wish her well. I hope she's doing great wherever she is. It just, yeah.
No, I had one of those, without going into like major detail about it, but it was one of those things where we were friends like we met in 8th grade, and we were really, really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things like we were kind of, how you date somebody in middle school.
Yeah,
so
it's not real, but yeah.
Like you look at each other's fingernails. You might walk to the mall one day, but it ain't really nothing deep than that. So it's kind of something like that. It happened for a few months, and we got like matched by a mutual friend of ours, and then we ended up being really good friends for a number of years. But it got apparent for me. I started feeling the shift where we were really, 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 really close, but we were at different phases, even though we were the same age at that time. I'd graduated from college. I was in the workforce trying to find my way. And, she was still in college. She was still trying to find her way. And once I got into my committed relationship with my wife, that's when it really got contentious, almost to the point where you talked about worlds colliding. It was like, here's my old world and here is my new world. And I'm trying to meld the two. And every time I try to do it, it just never worked. And it got to the point where I had to make a choice. I forced my own hand, right?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't reconcile that one relationship had to end in order for the other to succeed. One world had to be left behind in order for me to find this new world. The things that I wanted to do in life, the people I wanted to meet, the places I wanted to go, the careers I wanted to have, was hinging on that one decision. And it broke my heart, if I'm gonna be real with you. It broke my heart, and it took years to kind of get over and heal from. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, man, thank you, God, that it happened. Because if I hadn't made that separation, that distinction, or hadn't made that choice, I don't really know where my life would be. There are certain friends, not because it really has nothing to do with the person. Sometimes it just is that phase in your life, the things that you were doing. Like, we would party all the time. Well, all we do is just, I go to work and, we go out to the bar or the whatever and we go dance. You can't do that forever.
Yeah.
And there's some people that are doing that forever. No judgment. But there's some people
a little judgment.
A little judgment. Look at
you can't be 50 years old trying to pick up 20-year-olds at the club.
Yeah,
please stop.
If somebody could be your child in the club, it's time to find a new hobby.
Yeah, put down your dancing shoes, please.
Yeah, man. You don't want to be one of those those dusty old fellows with a feather in his hat at the Latin dancing spot, and the dude is just walking around. I remember I see this black dude walking around in a shirt that was tighter than mine, which was hard to do, by the way, and. This guy his teeth were rolling. Like, he couldn't even keep his teeth in his mouth. I'm like, brother, it is time. And he came by himself.
Or go to the clubs that are meant for older people. That's the other thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
It gets weird.
It does get weird. But okay, so I know that we have like our own like communities that we're building here, intentionally building this community. But where are some places, Vlad, that you've met friends, not from Massachusetts, but like random friends that you have welcomed into your circles?
Well, a big part was the men's winning circle, right? And this one lone conference that I went to 3 years ago when I was in a really dark period of my life ended up being this, almost like this churning belt for friendships. And here's the interesting part. Most of my friends up until that point were my peers. But the friends that I've gained from the winning circle, I'm the youngest guy in the group.
Nice.
Sometimes by as many as like 20 years. And I really value those friendships. I was telling Wallace earlier, these are the friends that I talk to multiple times a week. We pray together. We build together. We hold each other accountable. And they don't even live in the state. I only see them like once a year, but they are just as important to me as anyone else that I welcomed into my circle. And so to get the perspective, especially as a man, from other men who've lived longer than I have made more mistakes than I have, or have made mistakes that I would have made had I not had a community with them and can advise me, we all really gain from those relationships. So it is random, but not as random as, just me and somebody somewhere else. Now, outside of that, bro, I don't really... I meet people all the time. Like, I could open my phone and I could show you a list of people that I met. Perfect example, Julie and I, when they opened Margaritaville in Boston, right by Quincy Market, I was talking to a brother at the bar, and we were just chopping it up and talking. And he's like, oh, I take my number down. Yeah. But I never talked to the dude again. So, but I'm like, I don't really want to. Because, and that's the thing. And we're going to get into it actually in a few seconds. I wanted to ask. There are very different requirements for me now and later in life to have friends that I spend time building relationship with. So that being said, what are some of the core attributes of friendship that you look for when you're making new friends as an adult?
I think some sort of shared values. I know we bonded because we are raising our kids kind of the same way. Like we're like a no yelling house. Like we do the assertive parenting. It's not gentle because we don't have gentle kids. It has to be assertive.
Yeah, our kids are not gentle.
Nah,
okay, they're not gentle. Send help.
Yeah, yes, please. So yeah, we do the assertive parenting. Not reactive.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me. And then also like someone that supports like the same initiatives that I do. Like I'm very pro immigration. Like I don't want people to be sent away just because, especially if they're contributing to society. Because I am an immigrant myself. So who am I to send people away if I was welcomed here type thing? What else?
So
I think those
if
are like
you had
my
a
biggest
friend
things
that you met at daycare or something, and your kids really got along, but then somewhere along the line you realize that you guys didn't get along, the two of you, on immigration or on religion or on morality, different. How would that look like for you? What was the process?
Oh, if the kids are like still friendly, the kids can hang out, but we wouldn't hang out outside of the kids. Like I'd still go there for play dates. They're more than welcome to come to the house for a play date, but we're not gonna be vibing.
Let me ask you this. So let's use immigration as an example. If you had somebody that you met, your kids like each other, but they had a really hard stance on anti-immigration policy.
Oh, like they sending people away? Like they work for ICE?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but a Karen, right? If they knew that you or somebody you knew, like you were an immigrant, and somebody along your bloodline who's here may not actually belong here.
Oh, we hanging at the library. No. So the kids can vibe. Again, it's not the kid's fault. And I would want my kid to be a light in this poor kid's life if all they're getting is hatred at home, but it wouldn't be at their house. Like my kid would never go to their house.
I was gonna say, I was about to make you better than me. I'm like, I wouldn't even see you. I'd be like, all right, bye. My cousin Larry, who's on the spectrum, see you. That's what I'd be like, see you.
Well, no, because then it's like the kids suffer, and that's tough, Vlad. One, because it hasn't happened to me, so I'm just saying what I think I would do. But God forbid, I'm like in the middle of it, Yeah. So these are just speculations of what Angie would do.
This is what Angie would do, but what would that's I better mind?
Right. What would really happen in that situation? I'm not sure, but I would think in my heart that I would still want the kids to, especially if they love each other that much. Kid friendships are so adorable, and who am I to stop that? But I would say like a neutral place, like, oh, do you want to have a play date at the library? And we'll go, and I'll do my thing while watching like my child like a hawk, and I don't have to talk to you, and the kids can play.
Yeah, I mean,
and then having that conversation with them too when they're older. Obviously, right now, Aria could care less what how your parents voted. She just wants to go play with with her friends. But later on, like if they're trying to like push some agendas on my kids, then it's like it's tough because I know that that's gonna happen because kids are gonna share like what they think or what happens in their house. But it's like, how do you counteract that? It's like you have to have those conversations with your kids at all times. Like, oh, and don't even get me started because my kids have never gone to someone else's house except here and to their Tati Nenen's house without me being there. Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm like, what's going on in that house? Like, I need to be involved, you know? Right. So it's tough.
Actually, I want to ask you this. You're a friendly person.
Yeah.
Obviously, you make friends. It's not hard for you to make friends. Mm-hmm. Are you making friends, or do you want to make friends who are not parents? Like, are you looking for friends just for Angie?
Hey everybody, it's your boy Vlad the Bull, your #1 embrace coach. Listen, I know that you are enjoying this Roots and Rhythm podcast episode, but I want to take a minute to talk to my fellas. Let's talk energy and vitality. If you've been feeling low, sluggish, or not quite yourself in the bedroom, it's time to check out the Natural E-Man. It's a powerful, all-natural men's supplement created by a good brother I trust, Dr. Quentin Cancel, someone I met in my men's group who's all about holistic health and real results. Trust me, I've seen the impact firsthand. So if you're ready to level up your energy, confidence, and performance, visit naturaleman.com and feel the difference. That's naturaleman.com. The link's in the show notes. All right, y'all, let's get back to the podcast.
I would make friends with people that aren't parents. I just feel like I haven't been in the position to do so.
Or even parents whose children that can't play with yours because they're older, whatever it is.
So the friends that I have that I've met either had kids before I did, so their kids are older,
right,
or they have kids that are the same age as my kids. And the way that we met was kind of like happenstance. Like the friend with the older kids I met at church when we first moved to Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. So she's still my friend, and we still text, and we see each other every once in a while because we kind of live far away now. But that's still my friend, and I would consider her a friend, and she'll consider me a friend. But the reason we met is because we were in each other's circle. It wasn't like, I just happened to meet her at Margarita's or, like some other place. We shared that bond of going to church together, and then we started hanging out, and then we're like, we can hang out like after church or on the weekends or after work or whatever. But I haven't met anyone that's just like, you met Angie the person pre-kids that wasn't in a place that I see them all the time, if that makes sense. Like kind of like a meet cute. Like you see those people like, we just randomly met. Like, yeah, I haven't had that.
Is that possible for you? Is that something that you want?
think so. And I'm open to it. It just hasn't happened. Like, I think that's great. And then I love origin stories. So it's like, how did you meet? And I'm like, wow, let me tell you the story.
Origin what?
Origin stories?
I thought you said origin stories. I'm like,
origin. Sorry if my Esau popped out.
Yeah, who?
My Esau.
From the Bible?
No, Esau, like English as a second language.
What about Esau?
Not Esau, Esau.
You're around here about to steal people's blessings and all that?
No. Yeah, sorry, my Esau came out and I said it wrong. Origin story.
Okay.
But yes, I love a good origin story. Yeah, like getting down to like the beginning of it. How did you guys meet? And sometimes it's very interesting. So
I used to feel some type of way when people asked me how Julie and I met.
Oh, because you're like online.
We just met online.
But a lot of people meet online.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing special about it. I mean, obviously, I'm way over it now because we have so much history.
Yeah.
But before, when we first dated, I used to be like, everyone has like this bowling alley story, or I met them in high school and then we separated and we got back together. And it's just been so magical. How did you meet your boyfriend?
Yeah.
How did you meet your girlfriend? Oh, yeah, I just sent her a message on Plenty of Fish.
But there's so many people that meet like that, Vlad. And there's also like apps for you to meet friends too. Yeah. Like, what is it, like the Meetup app?
Yeah.
When I first moved to Lola, I was doing those, but I never met anybody cool on those.
It was before kids, right?
Before kids.
Yeah. There's so many different meetups, event planners that do stuff for networking, and that's actually where I'm meeting friends a lot now too.
Like professionally.
It's professionally. But it's professionally and not. I think I'm networking for my profession, being a speaker, being a coach, but then within the men that we work with, within the men that we serve and that we're in community with, like I can't tell you how many group chats I'm on now of men group chats, and we're holding each other accountable. We're doing challenges. We're doing all this, and we're meeting up. Like that is where I actually meet more people that I didn't expect to.
But Vlad, you're a yapper. So you like the
I yaps.
Yeah, you yap.
I
so,
likes to yap.
Yeah, so you like all like the group texts and getting together and blah blah blah. How would someone that's not a yapper? I wouldn't say all the way introverted, but not all the way extroverted, but they're more introverted. How would a person like that meet friends if they're not, out there yapping?
Yeah, out here yapping.
You like that stuff.
Some of y'all are out here trapping.
And he's out here yapping.
I'm out here yapping. I'm at the Yap House. Come find me. Yeah, well, like you said, there's so many different websites, apps for all that stuff. On Facebook the other day, I saw there was something about a con, like a Comic Con, but it was like a NutraCon and a Poppypon or whatever it is. But there's something out there for everybody. So I use that example because when you think of somebody who's like super introverted, when I do, I think of the person who has anime posters on their walls and
they play Dungeons and Dragons in the basement.
Dragons in the basement. And you used to rag on these kids back in school, but these are actually really smart people.
Yes,
really great, well-rounded people. Some of the sweetest people I ever met in high school. There was a group, Angie, of guys that would walk around growling. They were metalheads. And they'd walk around growling, and everybody would kind of avoid them as they were going to and from class and hanging out. Because like, oh, these guys are weird. And they would just listen to metal, and they'd play hacky sack. So we called them the hacky sack kids.
Yeah.
And then, you know how in high school there's echelons and layers of popularity. These people are at the bottom, right? Yeah. I was neither at the top nor at the bottom. I was somewhere swimming in the middle, but I'm glad that I was that way because I actually one day met one of the hacky sack men because one of the hacky sack men's friends in that group that would growl and ended up playing
the most.
Yikes! It sounds scary, but I actually got into metal too, and I enjoy metal, But check this out. One of them started playing rugby. And so then I met his friends. And these are like the coolest people. Granted, they're a little strange, but they're like the coolest people ever. And like, listen, I yap and I know that I'm quirky. I got quirks. I get along with a lot of people. And you can't get along with a lot of people if you're not like a little bit quirky.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have no shame in my game with that. But yeah, sometimes it's the people that you don't anticipate having the connection with that it seems like you guys have so many things that are not in common. You actually end up getting along the best with.
That's true. So I have a few work friends that I consider my friends because work people sometimes get on my nerves. So let's be honest. But it's like the ones that I love, like I'll go out of my way to like, do stuff. And I remember, and I'm going to shout out Kelly because my boo Kelly in Paris, she has... Yes, she works with me and she has 2 podcasts and she is a supporter of our podcast.
Hey.
Yes. So anyway, Kelly, it was her first time in Florida where we had a group meeting, a team meeting thing. And it was like so jam-packed. Like we weren't going to have time to show her anything, but she was like, oh, there's alligators in Florida. Like I've never seen an alligator, like all this stuff. So we skipped lunch and I took her to like an animal conservation place so she could see some alligators. But I went out of my way because she's cool. Would I do that for other people at work? Never. But yes. But I did for my dog Kelly. Never. Because people suck, but not everyone sucks. And Kelly's
dang, great. Yikes, ouch!
What?
People suck that bad, huh?
People do suck.
Yeah,
they do.
They do.
They do. But again, not everyone. But yes, and those are the types of things I like to do for who I consider my friends. Like I'm gonna go out of my way to show you some alligators, girl. You came all the way over here to what? To sit in a conference room? No, thanks.
Vibes. That's actually very equitable of you.
Oh yeah.
So we've talked about old friends, new friends. This episode is titled "No New Friends?" ? Right? Shout out to Drake. But let's talk about now. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the roles of those friendships in marriage. Why does a healthy marriage need healthy friendships outside of the marriage?
Oh yeah, outside of the marriage. So you're not, and I think we talked about this in a previous episode, so we're not so dependent on our spouse to bring us joy, happiness, friendship, community. They're one person, bro. They can't do it all. And somewhere where we read, and I think we found it somewhere, it's like if you're in a healthy, committed relationship, you should be spending 70% of your time with them and then 30% with your friends outside friends, outside interests, outside activities, so you could keep some autonomy and not be resentful and dependent on this other person for all of your needs.
Why is autonomy? Because some people might see autonomy as being antithetical to the marriage. Like, why would you need time and space away from your spouse if you're married? And why'd you get married if you?
Because you're still a person. A marriage is two people, two complete people, I would hope, that came together to build something else. But at the end of the day, we're still people. Same thing with moms. Like, I feel like we take on this mantle of, I'm a mom. No, I'm Angie, cool as hell. Then I'm a wife. Then I'm a mom. You know, it's like, I'm still me. Just I have these hats that I wear, you know? And I think when we lose sight of that is when things start to crumble, because then you're all consumed in the marriage, all consumed in your kids. Then you're like, well, where's the stuff I like to do? Everything is like, us, the kids, us, not me. So you need a little piece of your day or your week or whatever to have that for yourself.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I'm glad that you said that one person can't do it all. Because I've seen, I'll say, many people's approach to marriage has been the one and done. It's this or nothing. It's us against the world. And they end up being really isolated later in life.
Yeah.
And when the kids leave or when the marriage falls on hard times, they're looking for somewhere, for some reprieve, for some advice. And they don't have it. The people that they pushed away, or the friendships that they let fall to the wayside, are no longer there and are no longer accessible. Some friends will be accessible to you seasons later and some won't, right? So it's a really good point. And I always try to preface marriage when people are looking for a healthy marriage. There's a young man actually in our group chat, one of our group chats with men where we're coaching them, and he is in a relationship, but things are kind of rocky, and I think he's the only one in the group and at that time that was on the call that wasn't married. And it's an interesting perspective to be able to talk to guys, because not many people that I talk to every day are not either fathers or in a committed relationship or are married. So I think he's in a different phase rather. And one piece of advice we all gave him resoundingly was, keep your friends. But not every friend, if you want this to become a marriage and a partnership, every friend is going to be conducive to that. And that's whether you're a man or a woman, because they're going to be people that are bitter about their past, unresolved about previous relationships, and they're going to be in your ear telling you things are happening in your relationship that are not happening. Or they're going to be a little too attached to you and competitive for your time and attention. Those are the friendships when we talk about which ones do you keep and which ones do you let go of so you can grow from and they can grow. Those are one of those relationships that you don't really want to keep around.
Yeah, and have discernment, right? Like, I'm not going to take marriage advice if I was going through hard times from someone that is not married, obviously, or someone that's on their way out of a marriage. But I'm still taking their information with a grain of salt, because maybe it's something I might miss. They know they've gone through a separation or a divorce. So I would take what they say and be like, okay, well, now I know what not to do. So it's still things that you can take and, leave what you don't want and take in what you're learning from. But yes, you need those friends. I would say, if anyone's having like a hard time within their marriage or friendship, to seek guidance from professionals. Because sometimes I feel like we put too much emphasis on our friendships when it comes to like problems. And listen, I love my man and I think we have a very healthy marriage, but what works for me might not work for you. So seek professional help too. Your friends are supplemental to the professional help. Supplemental. I mean, still needed.
Wow.
Yes, supplemental.
Wow. Yeah, supplemental. Okay, so in that vein, what do you say about when a relationship, a friendship is becoming a bit overbearing to the marriage? Is there a line where, let's say Wallace made a friend and he really likes this friend, but now this friend is spending time with him. Oh, we're just going to go out every Friday. And then every Friday becomes every Tuesday and Friday. And then every Tuesday and Friday becomes Tuesday through Friday. So now, you might actually be spending less time with your spouse than you are with this friend. But he really seems to value the friendship. He seems to value the community. you almost see a different side of him come out because of this relationship. Is that something you would deprive them of, or is that something that you let continue? What is that line?
So I think it depends, right? First of all, Wallace would never spend more time with someone than he does with me and the girls. And I think, like, to your point, this friend's coming around, but it's also on Wallace because Wallace can say no. So it's like, does that person does Wallace, again, want to spend time with me? Because maybe he's trying to avoid me for some reason. You know, so it's like you have to think.
Please go deeper
so
on
you
that.
have to think about it, right? It's like, don't just blame this friend. They're not in this circle. So I have to think about it. Okay, does Wallace really want to spend time with this friend? Because, like you said, they make them better, Or is he trying to avoid something at home? I think it might be both, or, you know, and again, I'm not talking about Wallace, so this is just the grand scheme of things. But I would ask, I'm like, hey, what are you getting from this friend that you're not getting here? Or can your friend come and spend time with all of us? Like, what's up? Like, you want to see them more often. They ain't got no life. Why you got to see them all the time type thing, you know? So it's like weird. But I would, hello. But you know me, I'm going to ask a million questions and get to the bottom of it because there's two things. Do you just want to spend a lot of time with this person to the point that you like them so much, like they're so great, or you'd rather be there and not home? So it's like, let's get, and I feel like everyone can answer that question for themselves if it's happening. Like, let's think about it, right? Are you making an environment conducive in your house that makes people want to stay here? So
that's so good. That's so good. I want to come back to a point you made earlier about that article you read about the 70% with your spouse and the 30%. Is that 70% inclusive of the time you spend in function of the household, to the kids, to just being
I
in
think
the
so.
vicinity of each other?
And I think that 70%, let's say it's 35% me and the spouse or whatever, and then 35% like household, kids, and it could change, right? Because if you have like a child that has disabilities, or if you have multiple children, it might be 25-75. I think it just depends. But the point is, you have to carve some time out for what makes you, what you like to do, your other friends type thing, and then the bigger bulk should be like your immediate family unit and the things of the house.
Why is it important for people to have a carve out of their own individuality in a relationship or a marriage, in a partnership where there are kids involved? Why is that important?
I'm like, why wouldn't it be important?
Well, think about it. Well, I mean, obviously we know why it's important, but think about somebody that you'd be explaining this to. And if you were coaching a young lady who was having some information being dealt to her from a gentleman caller, why is it important when this person's asking for advice? Why is it important for them to keep parts of who they are, I would fair to say, separate and growing in conjunction with the relationship?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily separate, Vlad, because you can bring a part of yourself. Obviously, you bring a part to yourself to the relationship, but you need that time for yourself, one, to breathe and to not be consumed by your identity and the multiple hats that you're wearing within your marriage and parenthood. Because at the end of the day, when I was born to be Angie Cool as Hell.
Angie Cool as Hell, like Cyber Mommy. That's a cool name.
Yeah, Angie Cool as Hell. So I was made to be me, and then I just so happened now that I chose to be married. So now I'm a wife. I chose to be a parent. I'm a mom. I'm a mommy. So, but I'm still me. Mommy. Yeah, Cyber Mommy. So I'm still me at the end. Like, what makes me happy? Like doing the things that I want to do. If I want to go to Walking Moms Club, I'm getting my 10,000 steps a day. You know, I do it sometimes with the kids, but I also want to do it with my friends. You know, we get to catch up. Again, I'm giving my family 70%. I can't give myself and my friends and the things I want to do 30%.
Now, how supportive is Wallace of you?
Oh,
with the
my gosh.
Club, with the Moms Club?
He's the literal best. So I heard him the other day because they're getting a new bandmate. So they have like new rehearsals and all this. Hey. And he told them, he's like, well, I can't do Fridays or Mondays because Angie has a thing. And I was like, that's right, babe. I do have a thing. Walking Moms Club, you know? And that like warmed my heart because it wasn't like, you know, me like, you better tell them that you can't do Mondays and Fridays, you know?
What?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do that. He was just like, hey guys, can't do it. Angie has a thing. But again, we have a shared family calendar.
Right.
We have the big calendar in the kitchen, and I put everything on there. I send him invites. He send me invites. So it's like we're always like on the same page when it comes to stuff. But he is very supportive.
Now, how important is it for your friends and Wallace's friends to mesh, or how important is it for those worlds to collide? Should they collide?
Yes.
Should they connect?
Yes.
Should they stay separate for the sanctity of the relationship? Talk to me.
So we have both. So all of my friends have hung out with Wallace as well. Like I love when worlds collide. I love when everybody gets together. But there's times when I have just regular mom's club and we do grocery shopping. I go by myself with Christine. And Wallace has his days when he goes and plays the board games and all the boardy things and the nerdy nerd things with his friends. And
Dungeons and Dragons?
All that. He used to be in a Dungeons and Dragons club or league. I don't even know what it's called. Dungeon League, Legion. I don't know.
Did he get a cloak?
No, but he did create like a character for himself. It's like cool. They do that. But yeah, I wasn't involved in none of that, but I knew the people that he was doing it with. We've hung out, they've come over, but he did that separate, and then I do my mom's club separate. Because we need our own time away. And I also think that's why kind of like our marriage works, is because when Wallace is home, he's home. Like we're home, we're with each other, we're with the girls. And then he does like those nerdy things most of the times when he's away with Ball in the house, like they travel all the time. So it just works out.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important for us to set boundaries within our relationships to actually inform those more external relationships so that they can fit like puzzle pieces with our relationship. Because when you get married, it's different than when you're just dating somebody. Like it's a commitment, it's a choice to choose your partner until the end of time. So things have to work around that. And while those relationships are important, like for me, I have my do not disturb. For those of you who are always trying to plan things with me or holler at me after 7 o'clock, I'm so sorry. I'm bad at getting back at people. I know I'm working on this in my season to-do list. But I have my do not disturb kick on every single day, Monday through Sunday at 7 o'clock. So if you don't hear from me after 7 o'clock, it's because I'm kicking it with my son. We're putting him to bed. If you don't hear from me after 7 o'clock or after 7:30, 8 o'clock, again, do not disturb is on, but I am kicking it with my wife. We are either catching up from the day, talking through some stuff, or we are watching the latest nonsense on 90 Day Fiancé. You already saw our previous episode with my man Usman in there, but, that's the thing that we like to do together. So, but to that point, I carve out enough time in the day for me. Like I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning so I can have my me time. And Julie works from home, I work from home, but we're both working from home at the same time. Yep. And you would think that means we see each other all the time, but we actually don't, because her office is 2 floors up, my office is 2 floors down. And so we'll try to have lunch together and everything, but there are boundaries that we set for those external relationships to be informed, so that you don't just welcome somebody in here that's going to come and try to violate your time together, right? And so I think that's important. Before we go, I want to answer one question, and it may actually be a whole nother episode, but I'm going to try to do this. Can men and women be friends?
I think so. I think that it can happen, Vlad.
Well, you and I are friends.
Right. We're friends and our spouses hang out, whatever. And in college, it was funny because I have my best friend, Marcus. Shout out, Marcus, if you're watching this. Marcus and Wallace ended up being fraternity brothers. And I think it's because of me, because I was friends with Marcus before I met Wallace. Then I met Wallace, and then we all started hanging out. And then they are connected now through a fraternal bond. But yeah, we were friends, and it's not one of those friends like, we used to hook up and then we became friends. No, never, nothing like that ever happened. You know,
that so often.
You do, like, never.
We used to mess around in college.
We used to mess around. No, never messed around. And now he's married. So it's like, I think it could happen. I just feel like that those boundaries need to be there, but it was never like we needed to set those boundaries. We just knew that we were friends.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you attracted to him?
No.
Like, did you find him attractive?
No. I mean, he's handsome, but never like romantically. Like, no.
How can you find somebody? How can somebody be handsome and you not find them attractive? Like, you're not. I guess that's different than being attracted to somebody versus finding them attractive, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Like you could be attracted to somebody. Not
yes.
Yeah.
I was never interested in him. I don't think he was ever interested in me. I doubt it. Again, nothing happened. He's married. We're fine. But I think it can happen. Maybe because we weren't looking for that. Like we weren't like looking for a relationship. We were just kind of like in a class together and we're like, you're cool, let's hang out. It's like, oh, blah, blah. But yeah, I think it could definitely happen. Do boys think different? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, well, actually, I think everybody kind of gaffles this and kind of fumbles it at some point, somehow. Maybe not everybody, actually. I used to think boys and girls could be friends, or men and women could be friends with no strings attached, nothing else happening, and then I kind of learned the hard way that that's not always possible.
Yes.
I do believe, though, that if a man and woman are friends, they can be friends under two conditions long term. Either both of them don't find each other attractive and would therefore never be attracted to each other. One of them is not the same sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, one of them's a nun or a pastor or something like that. Well, actually, that doesn't even matter either. So, because at some point, if you're in a friendship with somebody who you find attractive and you're like, oh, I could see that, you know what I mean? That girl look good, he look all right, you know what I mean? But you guys are friends, you're like brother and sister, but if you remain in that environment long enough where one or both people find the other person attractive, the lines are going to shift at some point. That's just human nature.
Well, I mean, and you see it like in movies a lot, right? Like, oh, they've been friends for years, but there was nothing there, and then they both date different people, and then the years pass and then they come together. Right. Maybe, like, who's to say if that can possibly happen? But again, those are movies. These are like real people emotions. Right. But I think as long as both people know, like, hey, this can't happen, no boundaries are crossed, I'm not even going to try it. Because then it's like if you do try and you get rejected, then the friendship is kind of over.
It is over. You know? It's over. It's like over on sight.
Right. So it's like, would you want that? It's like, are you taking that chance?
Well, you know what it is, though, is that because, especially if this happens young, and you're friends with somebody of the opposite sex for a long time, you kind of see each other so familiarly that you don't really think about that. And you might not even realize that as time goes on and you become adults and you have different interests and you mature, that the line between friendship and romanticism is actually kind of blurred. Yeah. And you're almost getting Beth. Hi, Beth. You're almost getting the best of both worlds, where you have somebody that you kind of spend all your time with like a partner anyway, but you don't have the commitment to them like a partner does. So we could do a whole nother episode on that. That's like a whole nother episode. We're not going to jump into that right now, but I think that it's a controversial topic that may or may not have a conclusive answer. Yeah.
So when you asked me about why is it important to, in a marriage, have that autonomy and have like that time for yourself, I put it in my chat, which is called Charlene. My chat GPT is called Charlene. And Charlene says, okay, Charlene, this is why it's important. You're preserving emotional burnout. Or preventing emotional burnout. Constant togetherness, especially without emotional boundaries, can lead to fatigue and irritability. Time apart gives each person space to recharge, reflect, and return to the relationship with renewed energy and appreciation. So you're preventing emotional burnout. You're encouraging healthy dependency. So autonomy fosters interdependence rather than codependence. In a healthy marriage, partners rely on each other, but also maintain the ability to function independently. This balance builds mutual respect and trust. Facts. Where do you build trust if you're always in my face?
Well,
I don't give you a chance.
Some people see trust as me always being in your vicinity so I can keep tabs on you.
But that's control, Vlad. That's not trust. Trust is you go out into the wilderness and I trust. I'm giving you the chance
you go where the wild things are.
Right. I'm giving you a chance for me to trust you. But if you're always in my face, why do I need trust? I see where you're at in my face.
Well, right. And I think that certain people who tend to be controlling will see trust as or I trust you ain't gonna do nothing that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? I trust that I see what's in front of me.
Girl.
And yeah. So.
And then preserving individual identity. So each partner is a whole person with their own interests, goals, and personality. It's like she read what I said. Autonomy allows both individuals to continue growing personally, which in turn enriches the relationship. When people lose sight of their individuality, it can lead to resentment or a sense of being stifled.
Resentment and a sense of being stifled.
Yeah. Enhancing communication and appreciation. Spending time apart can create opportunities to miss each other, which often leads to a more meaningful communication and a deeper appreciation for the time spent together. And I think that's what Wallace and I do, because again, when he's away, I don't see him for a few days, a few weeks, whatever. But when he comes home, it's like he's super dad with the girls. He's super Wallace with me. And then we have so much to talk about, you know, because it's like he missed so much. I miss so much. It's like we're filling each other in, and it's so fun.
Isn't it a tragedy, though, that there are people that have that time away built in either because of their careers or their hobbies or whatever it is, and then they come back together and they don't have anything to talk about?
Yeah. And that sucks.
That actually points to something you mentioned earlier about having that relationship be at the epicenter. Are you looking for those other relationships because you don't want to be at home or you want to avoid something at home? And I think it's just a tragedy when that happens, and marriages end before, long before they're actually actually ended conclusively.
And then the last one we talked about last week, supporting personal growth. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, career development, or friendships, personal growth outside of marriage contributes to a more dynamic and fulfilling partnership. It keeps the relationship evolving rather than stagnant.
Evolving.
Because think about it. When you're with your group of friends, you guys are, again, I don't know what boys talk about, but we're throwing ideas out there to each other. Like, we're learning from each other. We're growing as a person because with these ideas, you know, and you start thinking about things and you might change your mind about certain things. So you're growing, and then I'm bringing that back to Wallace, and then we have more conversations about what I talked about, what I learned. This person's doing this. This person's pursuing that. Now I want to pursue this. So it's like you're constantly like evolving as a human. Why wouldn't you want that? You know, you're bringing new ideas and new conversations into the marriage when you have that time away to be able to think and you know, do other things. Because I feel like when we're together, we're thinking about the girls, we're thinking about the house, we're thinking about the things that need to be done, putting this on the calendar. So it's like you have that time to think and then come back and then more conversations.
I agree. And I'm going to be honest with you. We talked earlier about what are attributes or requirements for relationships. And for men, I was talking about this on a conversation that I had online with a couple of brothers that I respect highly. You can check that out on Facebook if you follow me on Facebook. But I refuse, and I say refuse, I mean for real now. I refuse to have any more superficial relationships with men. And that's because the way that men are socialized, or have been for the last hundreds of years, is that men are the providers, the workers, the hunters, the whatever. And maybe those are the things that we've bonded on historically. But nowadays, all dudes, the average dude relationship is going to be about us getting together and talk about the NBA. Or talking about the NFL.
Yeah, because it's starting
MLB,
back up.
Or talking about
college football.
Yeah, you know, we talking about something that don't have anything to do with us, and we're actually not growing. And what I realize now, by contrast, the relationships that I had with men when I was younger were superficial. Yeah. Like super superficial. And we never really got to the depths of anything, and therefore there was no growth. It's kind of like in relationships, you got to go deep in order to grow up, and you got to grow deep in order for the roots to get air so that you can actually grow your personhood. And a lot of men don't grow in relationships because their relationships ain't that deep. And I refuse to do that because I had to get deep relationships when I was in crisis in order for me to grow through the crisis and actually be able to supersede it. So I refuse to have any relationships, any friendships. And dude, if you're gonna be my boy and we're gonna be talking on a weekly basis, we gotta talk about something else that's deeper than politics, deeper than sports, deeper than women, deeper than that. I need to know who you are, and if I don't have access to that, bro, don't waste my time.
Well, and that's the thing, Vlad. I feel like the deeper the roots go, the longer the friendship is. One, is gonna last, and two, it's gonna thrive. Like you're gonna get like again, more tree analogies. The deeper you go, there's more nutrients down there. Get to the earth down there, you know? Yeah.
Yes, down. Wait, down where?
Down in the roots, in the ground.
All right. I was like, wait, time out.
In the dirt.
In the dirt.
I thought we were doing plant analogies.
It's so true. It's so true. And in closing, this is what I'll say. Friendships shift with time.
Yes.
They'll shift with the season. And I want to take a moment to talk to my younger viewers out there. This is like Jerry Springer's Final Talk, isn't it? It's like, take care of it. I spent too much time watching that when I was a kid. But check this out. Your friendships will change with time. I had a mentor, my best friend David and I. We had a mentor in high school and middle school. His name Mike. Mike was our computer teacher, and he told me something, Angie, that really shook me. He said, "You're in 8th grade now. You might think all these relationships are great, and your friends are here, and you guys come to school every day. You see each other, you play sports, you hang out. But things are going to change drastically when you go to high school." And I said, "Excuse you? You don't know me. My friends are day ones, man." And he said, "Okay, well, here's the reality." Now, this is a white man from Cambridge. A lot of white men from Cambridge are woke. And this man was seasoned. And when I say woke, I mean he understands the world, okay? He said, by the time you graduate high school, 4 years from now, some of your friends that you have right now are going to be in another state, another city. Some are going to be in jail, and some are going to be dead. And I didn't take what he said as seriously as when I graduated from high school, and on that day, I realized two of my friends from middle school, both moved away. One of them got caught up in some criminal stuff. All three of my friends moved away from Cambridge at that time. So all three of my friends that were my day one homies in 8th grade, by the time I graduated from high school, they were all away.
Right.
And there were some people that I went to high school with that died before I graduated. So relationships will change, and even the best friends that I had when I graduated from high school were not my best friends within 3 years. And it's because our relationship served its purpose in that time. It made sense, and the reasons why they made sense then don't have to be the reasons why they make sense now. So if you find yourself trying to force a relationship to exist and persist in your life, and it just doesn't seem to fit, but you're trying to bring this person along, you're trying to get along with them, but it just seems like you guys are moving apart. It's because you're meant to. Yeah. One of you is on a trajectory. If hopefully both of you are, but one of you is on a trajectory that is taking you in an opposite direction. And sometimes you just need to let go and let God figure it out for you. And if that person is meant to come back, they'll come back. Just like if you're in a relationship and it don't work out, if they're meant to come back, they come back. If they don't, they don't. What are your final thoughts, sis?
Yeah, I just wanted to share some ways that you can communicate the need for autonomy if you're struggling with that in your relationship. You can frame it positively. So instead of saying, "I need space," which you probably do and feel that way, you can say, "I've realized that I'm more energized when I have time to recharge." You know? And this shows that you're you want to enhance the relationship and not escape it. So you want to do that. Reassure your commitment. I love spending time with you, but I also value time for us to grow individually. Suggest a plan to plan together. So maybe both of you can plan hey, if you need to recharge, you can do it on Tuesdays. I can do it on Thursdays. Kind of plan that together, and then plan activities to do together too. I'm going to go out with my friends on Tuesday. You go out with your friends on Thursday, but Wednesday is family game night, or we'll go on a date night and leave the kids somewhere. Be mindful of timing. Choose a cool, natural environment, not during a conflict or stress. So this should be a conversation that you have level-headed. Normalize it. You can tell them that you heard our podcast or you read an article that I read that couples who support each other's independence often feel more connected long-term. So some ways to do that. But yes, I hope everyone takes time to have time for themselves, to find a hobby, fill their cup so they can come to the relationship recharged and ready to rock and roll.
Ready to rock and roll. I love it. Yo, we covered some great ground today. I'd say we covered some roots and even dug some up to get some nutrients in our friendship today. So I appreciate you, sis, as always, for giving us tangible takeaways. And as you know, if you like what you hear, like and subscribe and share with your circles. We are gaining traction. Like I said in our last episode, we've officially toppled over 100 downloads on our podcast.
Wow, 10 episodes. This is number 11.
This is number 11. And on top of that, a lot of you guys are watching our videos on YouTube, and some of y'all are not. Most of y'all are not subscribed.
Please
because
subscribe.
We have thousands of views and only a couple subscribers. I'm playing. We don't have a couple, but we need you to subscribe so you can get this information, get this gold, y'all, because it's community. So
yeah, thank you for being part of our community, our online community of trust.
And don't forget, couples that plan together stay together, but also couples that stay hydrated stay motivated. So if you need to stay motivated, Gallon Gear, go to Gallon Gear, get yourself a gallon or half gallon. You Stay Rooted as the code in the shopping cart.
Yes, 15% off.
And you get 15% off of your purchase. If you are a gym rat or just a rat, don't be a rat. But if you need to stay hydrated, get yourself this Stay Rooted.
Yes.
And as you know, it's your boy, Vlad the Bull, your number one embrace coach.
And Angie, la cyber mommy.
We out of here. We'll see y'all in the next one. Stay rooted.
Thank you for listening to the Roots and Rhythm podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay notified for all our updates, including new episodes. Until next time, y'all, stay rooted.
This watch, so it's counting my steps. It's pretty cool, but I need new tennis shoes, Vlad. I've had my tennis shoes since probably before Lana was born. So do you have any recommendations? I know you're on your fitness all the time.
I used to think that you had to spend at least $150 on shoes, sis, in order for you to actually get some quality ones. But I'm telling you, these new shoes that I tried out, it's like you're walking on air. Matter of fact, you don't even remember you're walking on them at all. It's like you don't even remember you put your shoes on. One time I thought I was barefoot. I'm like, yo, where's my shoes at?
Oh, I love that. And are they light?
Oh, they're super lightweight. They make my old shoes feel like dumbbells by comparison. I'm telling you, these shoes are comfortable, they're lightweight, and it doesn't even feel like you have them on. And on top of that, you can wear them anywhere. They're designed for people who are on their feet all the time, for the moms and dads who are chasing around the kids. So I would highly recommend them if you're looking for something new.
So what are they called and where can I get them?
You can get them at standplus.com. You go to standplus.com, put in our promo code ADX for an exclusive discount off of your next pair. They are the best all-day recovery shoes, so go ahead and get you a pair.
I'm excited. Thank you, Vlad.
Come on, let's do it.